First and foremost, is it possible to trust a man named Buddy ever? I guess.
That's a good question. That's a good. Yeah, it's sort of like.
I was talking to Michael. I'm like, you can't be like, hey, Buddy, watch my kids. Like, it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. It's true. It's like Guy Smiley. Remember that Muppet?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, did you ever trust him? Guy. Hey, Guy.
Hey,
Did
Guy.
you watch my kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question.
Would you trust Michael Rosenbaum with your kid?
Absolutely not. No, actually, he was great. I have a 2-year-old, and he was great with her. Like, he was very sweet with her. He got her this little penguin from the Vancouver Aquarium that we named Michael, right?
Right.
And the other day, I swear to God, I was trying to get her in the shower with me. We were going to shower together so we could get ready to go. And she was like, no, Michael comes. And I was like, no, Michael doesn't need to watch us in the shower. And she's like, Michael needs to come. And so we had to bring Michael the penguin into our bathroom and let Michael the penguin watch me shower.
What did Michael the guy think about that when you told him that story?
I don't think I've told him. Oh, no, I did text him. He was like, that's awesome.
Which is a gold star in Michael speak. So let's talk about Buddy Dobbs. How does Dora come into his world, and how does she surround the craziness, or get through the craziness?
Well, he really comes into her world. So my character was responsible for hiring the new pastor for their church because she's the only full-time employee. So she researched and found someone that she thought would be perfect, this very kind, smart, progressive, openly gay pastor from Florida. And so they spoke over email and over the phone, and she hired him. And then the guy who shows up on her door is not the guy she thinks he is. Well, she thinks he is, but he's not the guy that she hired. It's someone played by Michael Rosenbaum. And my character is just so good and so sweet and has such a good heart. It never occurs to her that somebody could be that duplicitous or awful to take over someone's life like that and lie to anybody. So she doesn't really question it. And she knows things are off, but she just thinks he's like more rugged and different than she expected, and it's been really fun to play. It's really fun to do.
So you get to play the naive angle. Is that what you're going for? I guess more. Is that where you come from?
Not as much naive, just so good-hearted that it doesn't occur to her. You know, it's not about like her being dumb or even turning the other cheek. It's just that. It's just like if you've never been exposed to evil, you don't think that people are going to be evil. And I feel like that's where she comes from. She comes from just a really good life and a really good place in her heart. And I'm sort of like that, like I'm constantly like, oh, that poor guy, he's so sleepy. And my husband will be like, he's clearly on a lot of drugs. I'm like, oh, just seem tired, and so I kind of understand, like, it's just not, my first thought is never that someone's doing something wrong, like, I don't know. I understand her that way.
Well, hopefully that attitude will get you through Hollywood without any cynicality leeching on somewhere along the way.
Yeah. If I ever, I guess it's been almost 30 years, so if I'm not jaded yet, it's probably not going to happen.
With these kind of shows, is there going to be a little rubbing off of each of you? A little badness might come your way, and a little goodness might go Buddy's way?
I think so. I think the show, to me, Michael and I were talking about this last night, and I was like, the show's about redemption. He's like, no, it's not. So we're not on the same show, but I think the show is about redemption. I think it's about his character, who's this kind of a bad dude, who's had kind of a string of really unlucky events in life, figuring out that he has an opportunity to do good and wanting to make himself better and make this town better. And I think it's really cool. So that happens with him. And for my character, she just becomes stronger and really finds her voice. Because she has to defend him, she ends up defending herself. And I think that's really nice too.
Yeah, I see the juxtaposition only in the fact that we just interviewed him and he dropped like 5 F-bombs during the interview right in the middle. So
yeah, he's inappropriate. Michael's inappropriate and a man-child, but I love it.
So do you have that in you? Can you drop F-bombs? Can you be like that? Or you're like, my daughter might watch this, so mom, my grandmother's great-grandma's watching from up above? I mean,
no, she'd fucking love it. No, I don't know. I guess, I started off as a child actor, and I am from New York, and my parents are in the theater, and I was raised as, like there's a proper way to conduct yourself, but that doesn't mean that I think I just flipped Michael off when he was periscoping earlier, so who knows who saw it. I guess we're all a little inappropriate. But that's what comes from being on a show like this, where you have the opportunity to just be kind of like a little rough around the edges, which is kind of fun and nice for me.
All right, we look forward to it, and I'm sure there's some Big Bang nerds out there gonna try to grab you here or there too.
I hope so. I just saw Jim Parsons' show last night or 2 nights ago on Broadway. He was so great. He was so amazing.
Well, thank you very much.